Well, SoaR dropped the first game. They've got another game for their comeback, though. Picks and bans for game number 2 on the way. And we'll see on the left-hand side will be SoaR, so they're going to switch things up and take first pick.
Let's see if they want to go for the Terra, for the Jingwei themselves, possibly. Something along those lines. And honestly, Mythic, just what I wasn't feeling it on the Zeus. Had some good damage early, but fell off late. I know he was the focus, but as a mid laner, you're always the focus of the other team. You're always going to be the one that's getting dove by the Ravans and the Susanos on the opposition. So I'd like to see him on something a little bit more mobile, like Raijin, but I guess SoaR doesn't feel the same way.
Yeah, no, SoaR has generally banned out Raijin virtually every time they really come to battle. They just don't like to play this god, and because of that, they don't want to play against it as well.
That's weird, because Chapo would always, I'd be like, yo, you know what'd be cool here? Poseidon. And he'd be like, or you could just play Raijin. Like, all right, I guess.
Play Raijin, man.
Raijin's fun, but like I want to play some other stuff too. Give me Janus.
Well,
it took Chapo legit a full year to let me play Giannis like more than twice. And then he was like, yo, this Giannis is pretty good. And I was just like, yeah, of course it's pretty good. It's Giannis, man.
The first pick, Guan Yu, I think, is also pretty good, man.
Yeah, definitely pretty good,
like we were talking about in game number 1. Right now, we're in a situation where the reinforced greaves are extending these team fights when you're not ahead 10,000 like Eager was the entirety of game number 1.
We actually didn't see as many reinforced greaves as I expected. I know Uzzy picked them up in Brochacho. I believe Myflin did as well. Yep. And I'm assuming Dwurst did, though I didn't see it. But we didn't see them on Chapo. We didn't see them on Jellly. And we didn't see them on either of the mid laners.
Jellly had them.
Oh, Jellly did have them? Excuse me then. Okay, so Jellly was on top of that. Chapo electing to go for that damage route. No surprise, Chapo likes doing damage. And he does a lot of it whenever he's ahead, so.
We saw 7 reinforced greaves out of 10 players last time around. Chapo and 2 hunters were the only players not buying them. So with that in mind, Guan Yu going to take these extended team fights and push them even more in that sort of long, sustained type area. Eager, on the other hand, looking for that quick blow up. Zeus and Susano going to combine for some very snap-oriented kills.
I mean, Zeus and Thor definitely work well together, but Zeus and Susano just work. Oh, it's bread and butter, man. Let me tell you. You clear the wave.
Thunder typhoon.
You clear the wave, and then Susano can use his 3 to close the gap. You pull them into a guaranteed chain lightning, into the lightning storm, into the knockup from typhoon. I mean, it'll 100-0 anyone in the entire game if you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And again, the jungle fight from Eager already looking very, very strong.
SoaR, on the other hand, going to take 2 of Eager's prime picks. Like we mentioned earlier, SoaR banned out the Soul. This time they're going to select it. And the Raven, if Dwurst had his selection, he would play Raven every single day.
I don't know about that. He'd probably pick like Xingqian.
Sure.
Something that's Dwurst likes to play those, but Dwurst also likes winning, and therefore he likes playing Raven.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I like selecting this for Uzzy here. Uzzy does so well whenever he's ahead. He didn't have a very big impact in the last game, but whenever you can give him this Raven, allow him to get some lane pressure. I mean, I've been carried by Uzzy's Raven a million times.
Yeah.
It's nice and easy. You just hop in the backpack, and away you go to a victory. So that's what SoaR's hoping for here.
Eager's going to go with Athena from Myflin here, and I really enjoy Myflin's Athena over some of his more meta-oriented picks, I think. Athena really works out well in general, certainly with Zeus and Susano on the table. That taunt into all their damage is a very big deal. But like I said, Myflin is able to make a really good usage out of the rotation ability out of Athena's ultimate.
Myflin, we mentioned that he may not have been as comfortable in the support role earlier, not getting the exact, not leveling what most supports are leveling, that sort of stuff. But his game sense is still there. His feeling for the game is still there. And Athena is one of those gods that really thrives off that. Knowing when to use the ultimate, whenever your teammate's in danger, you feel it. You feel that Dwurst is in trouble in the solo lane. You can immediately drop that Defender of Olympus and get over there as fast as possible. And just getting those dash taunt initiations, definitely more of a game feel thing than a I'm a support thing.
Jingwei banned out by SoaR. I think that's a very big deal. Is Jingwei absolutely strong enough that you need to ban her out? Maybe not, but against SoaR specifically in game 1, she certainly ran it, and that's why you got to ban it.
She made a huge difference, and that was totally fine. I love the ban there. That time, just put AirCougar on something else, and that something else is going to be that Xbalanque that he went up against in lane, but this opens up a great door for SoaR. I was thinking about the Fenrir pick when we just saw those first 3. Fenrir does well against Susano, does well against Zeus, but that's the premier counter pick you think of when you think of Fenrir.
Yep.
It's old Ratatoskr whenever he had the infinite dashes, and it's Xbalanque, just follows that Rising Jaguar so well. I love the Fenrir pick here from Chapo.
And it's going to work out well. SoaR, on the other hand, SoaR as well, pick up a Neith. Where do you think Neith and SoaR are going to go?
So that's a tough question because I'm not as familiar with the god pools for especially Stormy in the ADC role, but Mythic, I'd imagine it's going to be Neith middle, just because I know that Chapo would always yell at me when I played Soul because he says Soul middle's useless and it's terrible. That's what he tells me, at least. And there it is. Yeah, Mythic going to be piloting that Neith. Chapo definitely likes that early pressure in the middle lane. Soul doesn't really bring that to you. Soul definitely needs 3 to 4 items to be at her most effectiveness. Obviously, 6 items is when she's going to be the most effective in the grand scheme of things. But she really starts to do a lot for your team comp with the lane pushing, the tower pushing, and the burst damage from Stellar Burst and Supernova is definitely going to be a lot stronger whenever she gets those items online. And throwing her in that duo lane, putting her on layaway almost in the duo lane, makes it a lot easier to get those earlier.
I generally agree. I like what the Soul can bring in the Hunter role, but why does Chapo seem to just hate the Soul mid? I understand where he's coming from, but
I suck at Soul. That's the number one thing. So he would always play with me and say I was useless, which was almost true. But, I mean, I practiced a lot of Soul, Chapo. I was good enough. But I'm getting into it now. My feelings are still hurt. I always wanted to play Soul, and he never let me. And now they're picking it up. But you definitely, he wants to get that first blood potential, especially on gods like Fenrir, like Thor, those that work really well if they can get an early lead. And so whenever you have a character like Soul that doesn't bring CC or early lane clear damage, it doesn't synergize quite as well with what he wants to do in the middle lane.
There's not enough control over things there. Instead, we'll see it on the left lane next to the Guan Yu. You want to talk about sustain and wave clear, this is certainly the lane to do it.
This is a lane that just wants to farm up a little bit. Athena's obviously going to be looking to taunt Brochacho out of that Talu Assault, shut down that lane wave clear. But on the side of Eager, it isn't that strong either. I mean, Athena can do a good job if she's allowed to dash the wave and use that shield dash to kind of group it up all on the archers. But if she's not allowed to do that, then that wave clear isn't great either. Xbalanque obviously not the greatest hunter at wave clear. So we'll see. Once the supports leave, I definitely expect AirCougar to be pushed farther back from StormyRays. Once that clear gets online on the Stellar Burst, this should be in StormyRays' favor.
We'll see how it works out here. Junglers have made their way to the mid lanes, hitting about level 3, level 4 at the moment. And like you said, the wave clear is still going in the way of Team Eager, despite the clear being in the hands of SoaR. We're not really seeing that come to fruition.
No, and that's okay. I mean, even in the early stages, like I mentioned, it's really going to start to go in StormyRays' favor once the supports leave, once they start to rotate around the map. Right now, Myflin going to be able to help out Cougar a lot.
Big damage onto Brochacho. And there's a nice taunt again, and the basics out of AirCougar just coming through. Never stopped swinging.
No, and using the branching bullets makes it a lot easier to hit multiple targets, but he did take a lot of poke for that, where the sustain is definitely in SoaR's favor.
I mean, the Guan Yu certainly just going to be able to heal that up. There's aggression out of the Fenrir, forced to turn around, even though a nice root comes out of Neith, but the damage is turned. And here comes some more dashing in the mid lane, or in the jungle rather, excuse me. Out of the duo side, Myflin and AirCougar caught out a little bit as they start sniffing around SoaR's jungle.
They had started to rotate out of the duo lane just in case that fight went into a full breakout fight on those back left harpies around the side of SoaR's red buff. And there was a nice dash. Brochacho, if he gets that dash caught by the taunt, probably is the first blood, but that time able to time it just right, sneaking through Myflin and AirCougar to avoid it.
And that's going to be safety for the SoaR guys. More damage coming out onto Team Eager. Ooh. And trouble actually for Brochacho one more time. Heal is good for the moment, but AirCougar starts things off with the first blood, getting 1 stack on that Xbalanque.
Worst possible target to get the first blood. This time you're gonna almost take the Neith ult for Myflin, but not enough damage there. A little bit of a miscommunication. And Brochacho dashing forward there, probably not what he wanted to do. Definitely put himself in a spot where he was gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, maybe thought he had the sustain available, but just didn't have that heal high enough. And the damage out of the Xbalanque certainly was there. That's going to be an issue. Now he's about 400 gold up by himself. Right side, an issue for Sun Wukong. Dwurst gets chased out of lane, hard body.
Man, I bet you Mythic wishes he had the ultimate there. That would have been a free kill in the solo lane.
And There's an ultimate out of the mid lane. Zeus right on top of Fenrir. Good knockup out of the Susano as well. Team Eager in some trouble, but it looks like Fenrir is going to be the one going down. Chapo down for the count, but the return kill, thanks to Brochacho, comes as Delta falls down. Jellly in trouble, going to find a dash away. Could have been, should have been, but not would have been.
Now Dwurst is here as well. It's a 4v3, but a great double root comes out from Mythic. Forced to backflip away. Uzzy getting low as well. Dwurst gonna stomp into the back line, but Brochacho picks up Susano.
Just with the ultimate, takes out Jellly by himself. Dwurst able to answer with one kill onto Mythic and knock up onto Uzzy. Can they find the kill? That tanky Robin not going to allow them. Either way, it's a 3-2.
Brochacho definitely making a big difference there with the sustain, also picking up 2 kills in that engagement. That puts him in a much better spot, getting first blooded. You want your Guan Yu to stay even or around the same level as most other characters in the game. He doesn't perform quite as well from behind like a lot of other supports because he isn't a Guardian. He is a warrior, definitely relies on some levels and items in order to be at his most effective. So him picking up those 2 kills there, definitely good overall for SoaR.
Yeah, you absolutely have to level that heal. That's what we see there, and as that comes online, we'll see a little bit more of the sustain really making a big deal. But right now, things are looking better for SoaR than they did in game number 1. Able to answer back. Eager earlier was able to find kills and able to do things against the opposition, and SoaR really didn't have an answer. Here, they're still dying, but they're able to answer back a little bit here and there, and that's very, very important if they want to stay relevant.
No doubt about that. On the other hand, though, you have to be worried about AirCougar getting this early first blood in the duo lane. That's the last character you want to take a first blood on.
Absolutely.
And so, bro, accelerating that late game, getting towards that Transcendence early, already has 14 stacks and boots 1 at just 5 minutes.
And of course, the extra 5 power brought to you by the kill on the Xbalanque. Wait to stack that up all the way up to about 30, right?
Yeah, 30 extra power whenever you get those 6 kills. You probably won't be getting those 6 kills towards the later stages of the game, but if you even just getting an extra 10, 15, 20 power makes a huge difference. I mean, getting that extra power on each auto attack, he already gets the enhanced power from the branching bolas, getting up to, I think it's 50 extra damage on each auto attack, plus however much extra power you're getting from your passive. If Xbalanque can get on a roll, get some kills, and secure some last hits on some enemy gods, it becomes a very big problem very quickly for the opposition.
Tough stuff. Tough stuff, and the way that Eager likes to play, certainly not going to be an issue getting that Xbalanque into the late game.
No, they're going to be able to kind of help him out early. You'll see Myflin over there a lot.
There it is. Chapo finds the stun. Myflin in a great deal of trouble, but able to find a way out thanks to the Xbalanque.
So tanky, so tanky. We saw, I mean, look, Mythic doesn't have a whole lot of damage right now. In fact, the majority of the damage is probably going to be from Chapo. And Uzzy actually gets picked up on that solo side, was losing some trades and probably stuck around a little bit too long. Blew the ultimate as well.
Nice gank by the jungler. Here's going to be the aggression on the left side, but Chapo going down in the mid lane, and one more time, dash forward, Brochacho gets the kill.
And that's 3 kills. All of SoaR's kills are on Brochacho right now.
That's totally fine.
And it's totally fine. We definitely want him to get those levels, get those items online so that he can level up that conviction heal. Very important. And there, yeah, you would have preferred probably for Stormy to get it, but because that Athena ultimate was coming down, you did not want to let AirCougar have any more time alive. Much more important to make sure you secure it on either of those members.
That's the key. I mean, if the Athena comes down, all of a sudden you lay off the gas to allow the hunter to get the kill. Athena comes down, all of a sudden you get taunted into some nonsense. I'm not saying that Eager are able to turn that around and get a kill, but you're certainly allowing the Xbalanque to escape at the very least.
Right, you could definitely drop that kill entirely, and that's the worst case scenario. You want to be able to secure every kill that you can, and Brochacho very good at understanding, I want to let my support get this kill when I can, or my ADC rather, get this kill when he can, but if it's either the kill goes away or he takes it, he's taking it every time.
Yeah, Brochacho has no qualms about winding up with a bunch of kills. I've seen his Ares before.
So have I, man. I love getting carried by Ares.
Uzzy gonna zone out some of the players while the rest of SoaR look towards the invade. Team Eager trying to defend against their speed buff.
There's the ultimate out Susano pretty early, looking just to secure that speed buff, but Mythic's in a bad spot.
Brochacho doesn't find anybody with the ultimate, but already the Sun Wukong forced him into the ult. There's SoaR'chapo getting taken down by Dwurst, despite his best efforts. Him and Delta Marine wind up falling. Uzzy on the good side of the mid laner, and here now surrounded. Could be trouble for the Ravana, but a little bit of a heal by BroChacho. Doesn't want to commit too hard though, and everybody from SoaR just letting Uzzy do his thing.
And now Cougar's here trying to pick up this kill. This would be the best target for him to get, but it's going to be Stormy laying that supernova over the top, zoning him away.
Finds the hole right next to the support, gets the kill. Very important play right there. Had to get in like on the side of BroChacho in order to be able to fire off that shot. That was very difficult. Very small channel for that teleport to really make it through.
Impressive play there by Jellly, showing that this is one of the characters that he is comfortable on in the jungle. Susano, definitely one of the characters that he's picking the most since making that transition from support over to the jungle, and I'm surprised that SoaR's been letting him have it. I mean, when he's this comfortable on the god, why let him have it? He did really, really well in the last game, using that Wrath to secure multiple objectives. Also, really doing a lot of damage. We were just so enthralled with Deltamarine's play, but that we didn't really touch on it, but he had a really good game 1 as well, and allowing him to pick up the Susano again here in game 2, proving fruitful for Eager and a problem for SoaR.
And it's been that way since Jellly sort of entered the jungle a couple of weeks ago. He's just been picking the Susano and really making it work.
Yeah, he has. Now trying to get a kill onto StormyRays, waiting out that Disapparate perfectly, forces the Purification, but here comes the Athena ultimate as well.
And it's not going to be enough here. So we'll find safety underneath the tower, and Chapo looking for the turnaround kill. And he find the stun onto both players. Ultimate activated, looking for the Athena, bringing him right back down to home. And here comes BroChacho with the ultimate answered by the Zeus ult as well. Zeus gets stunned. Myflin in some trouble. Dash forward by BroChacho. Root's gonna find Cougar, who takes him down to half HP. But that'll be that.
Dwurst did make the rotation while Uzzy is just split pushing this right-hand lane. This is really great for SoaR. They forced the rotation from Dwurst. Now he is going to teleport over and save that tier 1 tower. And that's the sort of advantage that you get whenever you're a little bit ahead in that solo lane. We saw Uzzy pick up an extra wave, and he's still about 150 to 200 gold behind. Whenever you get those that extra gold over your lane opponent, especially in the solo lane, you think of it like a counter. Like, okay, I'm 150 gold up. That means I can miss 1 minion wave for free. Now I'm 300 gold up. I can miss 2 minion waves for free.
It's currency. It's just currency. Every single step you make is, all right, I can miss this wave and I will go ahead and gank the mid lane, or I'll go through the invade, etc. Like you said, certainly just something to bank on. 2 players in mid for each team. And Eager is going to chase away SoaR one more time.
Mythic still underfarmed this game, finally hitting level 10. I think he was the last one on SoaR to hit double digits on his level. Only about 300 gold behind, but he needs to be getting these items in levels. I mean, you're still a mage technically as Neith in the middle lane. You play like a mage, and you want to be able to get those levels so that you can have more effectiveness. We've seen Chapo pick up characters like Myflin, like Deltamarine, and hold them in his mouth for Mythic to hit, but he just isn't doing enough damage in order to get those kills. That's
the biggest problem that I've been seeing here is Chapo's been having a good game tactically, but just the numbers aren't there yet. Tie game here. SoaR starting to look at the Gold Fury, half HP. Keep in mind, nobody has Wrath this time around versus last time. There's that one more time. This time it'll pay off. Chapo takes down Myflin, combining with the rest of the team. Great pull out of the Susano player, but Jellly's gonna get away with it. Ultimate out of BroChacho for retreat.
Yeah, BroChacho just wanted a zone there for Chapo. Wasn't sure if Jellly was going to keep going aggressive onto him. Speaking of aggressive, Uzzy's going to go in by himself in the middle lane, take about half his health in poke, trying to poke out Deltamarine, but did about a third, but took half in return. That being said, it is probably worth it for Uzzy because he has a teleport.
And now Eager's going to be the ones on the Gold Fury. This time they've got a couple more tools, folks. The Gold Fury goes down to Team Eager. No Wrath needed this time around.
No, not this time. Using the Athena ultimate and the Lightning Storm as a pseudo Wrath, securing it for free. And now Stormy's in a ton of trouble. Does have both relics available, but it's going to be 2 here against him.
Turn around as BroChacho joins the party. They've also got mid lane Neith on the way, but Eager knows a little bit better, and they will go ahead and retreat.
Ever since I went on that little mini tirade about Mythic's farm, this is the first minion wave he's gotten since then. It's been about 2 minutes. Missed a wave in middle because Chapo and BroChacho took it by themselves. If your middle laner is behind, you probably shouldn't be doing that. I know he was coming back from base, but you want to hold that by his tower line, making sure that he can try and get back into it. And then that was the first minion farm that he's gotten. He was forced out after that Gold Fury pull, and then Eager gets another Gold Fury, and we see another level up is Delta Marine.
And it's going to be 800, or excuse me, 400 gold in the lead for Delta Marine, so certainly a large deal right there. Good route onto the mid lane. Any follow-up damage? No. The Sanctuary proves a little bit too strong, and SoaR Gaming can't wait it out and find the kill.
Mythic's roots have been great. I mean, he's hit multiple targets. He's been on point with the roots thus far. Nothing to complain about as far as the mechanical skill goes for him. Just got to see him farm a little bit better. He was behind in the last game significantly, and again this time.
And here's more aggression out of SoaR. It's their favorite style. All 5 players in the mid lane looking for everybody on the side of Eager to respond. We'll see Uzzy, or Dwurst rather, making his rotation finally, but Tower not going to go down. 5-man taunt into the thunderstorm. Delta Marine takes down Chapo, and he's not done there. One for StormyRays as well. Up in the sky as Brochacho in some trouble. Team Eager looking so fancy.
Man, that's the dream right there. 5-man taunt, 5-man lightning storm. Brochacho's going to fall. Now it's just Uzzy at about a quarter HP. That unbelievable. What a great taunt there from Myflin. Delta Marine immediately drops the thunderstorm, and that was a good push coming out from SoaR. They just all grouped together. They all grouped together, all got hit by the AoE. God, I wish I could follow up on a 5-man taunt.
I was just about to say that.
That's the dream.
That's what mid laners wake up and they dream about that. A 5-man taunt when you're playing Zeus.
Oh, Craig has him in the chat.
Just absolutely incredible play. Good heads-up awareness coming out of Myflin just to recognize that everybody on SoaR grouped up like that.
I feel good right now. I feel like I just got like a massage or something. Like I'm just feeling, that felt good for me physically just to watch. You said it perfectly. That was the dream scenario there for Delta Marine.
Just wonderful play coming out of Team Eager. SoaR still aggressive, looking for the tier 1 tower.
And this is definitely an advantage for SoaR's composition, is that their tower push is excellent.
And right now, Team Eager just doesn't care. They're looking for the player push. 3-on-3 here in the mid lane. AirCougar half HP. Guess whose ultimate's up one more time? It's Delta Marines taking down Mythic right there. Trouble, but the Athena's going to join the party. And Jellly able to get on out of there. Mythic, on the other hand, surrounded by enemy combatants. Creeps! Still gets the kill. Chapo goes down to the hand of Delta Marine. 5, 2, and 3 in the most pressing of circumstances. AirCougar gets one for Jellly as well. And StormyRays gonna get slowed down. And Myflin, you can join the party too. One for the support. Team Eager looking hot.
3 minutes ago, this game was even. I mean, 3 minutes ago, it was neck and neck within 1,000 gold. And then a 5-man taunt into 2 middle towers, and then another deicide coming out for Eager, and all of a sudden, they're up a significant amount of gold, 6,000, and the middle Phoenix is gone. Just 2 back-to-back bad engagements for SoaR. That time trying to get that middle tower, weren't able to get it fast enough. The mobility from Jellly, bringing Athena in with him, able to pick off 2 on the front side, and then Chapo and Uzzy just going so hard for Delta Marine. That's what you need to do, but he did a great job. He used those minions, juked in and out, avoiding the auto attacks from Fenrir and Ravana at the same time. And then all of a sudden, this game is getting out of hand very quickly.
And the level 13 Fenrir trying to aggress on 2 level 16s. They're very powerful themselves. There's the dash forward. Taunt's going to be purified out. The Sanctuary stops some of the damage, but now Brochacho in some trouble. Looking to cause some trouble, actually. Gets a nice stun onto the Zeus, but that's all it'll be.
Forces out the purification, but he might pay for that active with his life. Now, the 4-man rotation coming in, the Typhoon going to knock him up, and there it is. Trading out his life to the purification, not what you need to be doing at this point in the game.
And another kill going on to Xbalanque. 15 extra power onto the Mayan Hunter right there, and Team Eager gonna take that one to the bank. Look for a tier 1 tower, adding 500 gold into their coffers. 16-5 here, folks, just approaching on 18 minutes, and Team Eager has very quickly shortened this one up. Almost a 10,000 gold lead for Team Eager here, and they are certainly enjoying their time.
I mean, this game was just trotting along. You see it, 13 minutes, even game, all good, and then SoaR just falls off a cliff. I mean, that's all it is. Now Uzzy's gonna get picked up by Delta Marine as well. Delta Marine's 2 levels up on the SoaR solo laner.
Delta Marine is having the set of his life. I mean, somebody woke up and ate his Wheaties. He's looking so strong. Vulcan, Zeus, doesn't matter. He's just tearing it up.
Wheaties don't even taste that good, man. But now it's going to be Eager going in on the left-hand side. Mythic forced to use his Sanctuary, but he's going to fall to Jellly despite the heals coming out from Guan Yu. Stormy going to try and do his best, but he's only level 15.
And it's just not available in the kit. Nice taunt one more time out of the Athena. Again, Myflin just crushing it on this Athena. Dwurst gets a whap over the top to take down the dog. And SoaRchapo trying to chase his players into his own base as they're being followed there. Susano should find a way out, but more importantly, the tier 1, or the Phoenix rather, very close to death from SoaRchapo, able to chase down Jellly. Phoenix stays alive, most importantly.
Most importantly, the Phoenix stays alive, exactly. You do pick up Jellly on the back end as well, and he's been the real issue as well as Delta Marine. I mean, Delta Marine, for even getting a 5-man Lightning Storm, still on top of the damage charts. Jellly at the top, over 3,000 damage on top as well, really abusing the over-aggression from SoaR, always there to follow up.
And I want to make sure that Myflin doesn't get lost in this fray. We've been celebrating Delta Marine so hard throughout the entire set, both games specifically. But here in game number 2, Myflin is what's enabling Delta Marine to really, really be this guy. 5-man taunt we both went nuts about, but it's also the smaller plays that he's making sure are happening for Team Eager.
Using that Defender Olympus at the right time, providing damage mitigation as well as just a ton of damage whenever you land down. Always on the right time as that, and baiting out the Purification on the side of SoaR, doing a nice job of doing that as well. We saw him blow Chapo's Purification on the left-hand side on the gank early, and then by the Phoenix, Chapo falls to a taunt because he doesn't have it.
And the right target selection as well, making sure to go after the right people. When there's 2 people walking in different directions, who do you taunt? Who do you chase down? Because ultimately, wherever the support goes, the team is likely to follow. Myflin has been making these choices. Now he's sitting out here zoning, going to get 2 people in damage of his own. Fire Giant close to death, but it's going to go the way of Team Eager, and they're going to continue the fight right here. Dwurst in the charging zone, and there's a great knockup coming out of the Susano player, Jellly. Trouble for SoaRchapo, tries to exit on the right. Chapo tries to exit on the top. SoaRchapo goes down to the hand of Jellly. Dwurst takes out StormyRays. Still, SoaR Gaming trying to fight on, but looks like going to be Chapo and Uzzy likely to fall here as well.
That's going to be 4 dead for SoaR. Mythic just trying to push out that middle lane, save that Phoenix, but if you're going to all in, you got to all in, and that was not an all in from SoaR. It was just 4 people there. Mythic going to fall on the back end anyways, still only level 15, 0-5-3 for him. Not his best set, but this is a new team for him. It's difficult to come into a situation like that and perform well.
Team Eager right now going to take this one 2-0 above SoaR, looking so clean. You know, earlier in the season, I think we had some questions about Team Eager. Would they still be as dominant as they were in the past? And SoaR looking like the new #1 team. But however, as the season matured and we've seen the teams come on more and more, Team Eager is looking more and more like the classic stomping Eager.
No surprise for me, at least, because they did make the role change, and it does create a little bit of, you know, waves, if you will. It's going to take you some time to settle out and get to where you were previously, but they aren't going to make a change like that unless they believe it raises their ceiling, and it looks like it definitely could. Picking up this 3-0, now tied with Aware with 10 points for second in the SCL right now, so they're in a good spot.
And Eager certainly trying to make their way up to the good spot. 10 points in total now, just 2 behind #1 spot underneath Most Wanted. Got the name right this time. Almost did it.
You almost did it. No Modern Warfare in first place.
But speaking of Modern Warfare, Vulcan certainly bringing out the big guns here. Tossing out the ultimate right there. Delta Marine able to really make an impact in game #1, game #2. If there was a game #3, I'm sure he'd be doing it too.
Is this it? I'm just gonna like pretend this is me right now. I'm just waiting here, playing Zeus, waiting for this amazing 5-man taunt. Oh, yeah. It feels so good.
I mean, that right there, like I said, that is when you as a mid laner, when you go to sleep, that's what you dream about. That's what you want to happen. Oh man, 5-man taunt. Like I said, Delta Marine, a huge deal, a big proponent, a big player in this game. Arguably why Team Eager wins the set as cleanly as they do. But again, I don't want it to be missed. Myflin, gigantic impact in that game #2.
And that's what good teams do. They've got a player that really pops off and has a great set. And you're like, oh wait, Jellly did really well both games, and so did Myflin. AirCougar had that great rotation. Dwurst bodied his lane. Like, that's just how it works. Whenever you're a good team, everyone's doing their part, and it's always behind the scenes.
Team Eager take this one 2-0, hoping to channel into the next set. They take on Kingdom. We'll be back with that one in just a few.